Welcome back to the Nerd Paradise Podcast after our brief intermission where we caught up on things that really should have been on the air.
You should have just pressed record, Matt. I didn't want to start recording in the middle of a conversation.
We could have edited in an intro later.
We
We
drifted.
don't have that kind of budget.
We drifted. we drifted from Duke being in the fencing club to him having the initial having the name.
Let me explain that.
Okay,
If we're going to go over that again.
We might as well let him do it.
Yes. So I am in a fencing club, so foil fencing.
I might want to get into that too.
Good. I need someone to practice with.
Practice on.
No.
Well, if I have the time, I might.
It's fun stuff. Anyways, so not sure if anyone watches the Olympics. You watch the Olympics with fencing, if you notice all fencers on their backs, on their jackets, will have both their last name and their country written on the back. What, Matt?
How many Canadians do you know that watch Summer Olympics?
Actually, yeah, Mark. Regardless,
I watch the water sports when there are women.
Yeah,
I watch,
that doesn't count.
I only
That's
watch the
everybody
events I'm
watches that.
interested in. That's the thing.
yeah. I the only thing I was interested in was fencing, which they didn't televise. I was very upset.
They did on.
You can find it online.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but Canada wasn't
on
shown.
some of the specialty
But-
channels for like some of the digital boxes and
Yeah.
the satellite stuff.
The way they recorded it was for all of the preliminary matches in the arena. They would have four pieces set up, but the cameras were only recording one out of the four.
Yeah.
So and Canada happened to always be on one of the other three that was not being recorded. So Canadians did not show up anywhere on the televised Olympics.
That's balls.
Mind
It
you, it's still better than NBC's Olympic coverage.
Yeah, but it was CTV's Olympic coverage. So Canada didn't even get to show Canada.
Yeah,
which,
but still better than NBC's coverage of the Olympics.
anyways, the whole point I was getting to is fencers will have on the back of their jacket, they'll have their last name and their country of origin listed. And
Abbreviated, mind you.
Yes, abbreviated. And when I was getting my, I was looking at getting my jacket customized and getting it done, I was excited at first at this prospect, thinking, sweet, I'm going to have my name on my jacket. And then I thought about it and realized, oh, fuck. I'm going to have Duke Can written on my back. And then I thought, wait, maybe if I put my first initial. Oh, no, wait, that's a Duke Can.
His new guest nickname.
Well,
Fuck my life.
for today.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been called it all Dookie, Duker, Dukums, but not Duke Can. That's a new one.
Well, now we have it verified that you're full of shit.
Oh, I've known that for a long time.
Yeah, he's known that since the 8th grade.
Before that.
True.
Anyways.
Then it went on to strippers. For some god-forsaken reason, it hit to strippers.
Because we mentioned Windsor. I don't know how that came up. We were talking about Windsor, Ontario for some reason. And I mentioned that Windsor, Ontario apparently has more strip clubs per capita than any other place in Canada. And then that got onto the whole topic of in the news lately with, strip clubs are now offering to pay for women's tuition to strip. And also the fact that now you have to be a Canadian citizen in order to become a stripper because they want to...
Well, just in Toronto.
Yeah, because they want to reserve all the great stripping jobs for Canadian citizens. If you're a foreigner, get the hell out! In their opinion.
Or get registered.
Oh, what a great city we live in.
Yeah,
really.
really.
Some of the strip clubs downtown have to
Why
pay
do
some
I
of
think
their
this is a Ford
advertising.
idea?
So...
Yeah, exotic. Not really! They're from here!
Local grown.
Instead of exotic dancing, it's local dancers.
Good Canadian dancers.
Yeah,
We'll be
they,
there.
they come out wearing plaid.
So are we going to see Zanzibar being an official partner with Ryerson finally?
It's about damn time. They're considering where they are.
Like, really, draw the curtain aside.
As long as they don't start offering residencies there.
Get your degree in stripping.
Oh, God. The psychology of stripping.
Some universities offer their campus gym for their students. Whereas Ryerson...
offers the thrust studio.
Oh.
It's called the Loft.
What do you major in? Pole dancing. What's your minor? lap dancing.
What's your minor? I am one.
We are awful.
Yeah, we kind of are. At least we're not making jokes about actors.
Not yet.
No, we already did.
Wait, you're saying it's off? It's worse to make fun of actors?
No, because what I'm getting at is that
I'm not saying I disagree with that.
Yeah,
but
one of the unfortunate truths, but one of the common things poked fun at is a lot of budding actresses that can't get work end up stripping.
Yeah, that's just the way it's been since strip clubs first opened.
Yeah, if you can't get on theater, you take off your clothes.
Well, if you can't pretend to... If you get convinced
Why do you
this
think
guy, you're happy
Hollywood's
to
so
see
successful?
Yeah.
I'm sure they've got just as many strip clubs. If
Have
not
to.
more.
it. Well, some of them take place on the couch.
Yeah, exactly. Casting couch. I'm surprised it's not a casting bed. It would be more, appropriate.
I believe it these days is a futon, at least.
Oh, yeah. That'll work. Less squeaking.
Yeah. I know that from experience.
Getting off
In that
this
topic, we
Yeah.
are now going to vacate.
We are now hovering.
Why are you getting off the chair?
I like it better over...
He's getting off the
this
chair
thing.
because it's wood.
Oh, we're
I
not
had
going
my
back to the wood
face in this thing
conversation
trying to
again.
get it out of your old apartment.
Like my uncle says in the auction, it's all wood, it's all good.
Not always.
Come on, you knew it was my bed.
This was your bed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to take my phone with me this time.
Oh, just sit down. It's been cleaned.
6 years ago.
No, I cleaned it after I moved in.
With what? A
You
spray
don't
bottle?
You don't want to know.
Okay, get me that Windex. There's a bottle of Windex.
What does that even mean?
It means I have to use it.
Like everything, Windex will make it go away.
We're not Greek.
You have a bottle of Windex anyways.
Well, yes, because I have...
To ward off intruders.
Hey, that
Well,
shit
this-
stings.
Ah, my eye! I feel unsafe on this.
I gotta buy a bottle of...
Hey, and you're the one wearing shorts, too.
Remind me not to, accidentally cut myself or anything on this thing.
I gotta...
I should move this away, then.
If you
Yeah.
have lactose intolerance problems, it might actually be an improvement.
Alright, we talked about that too off air. There wasn't...
I gotta remember to buy a bottle of Windex and buy a bottle of Gatorade.
Oh, that's old.
Yes, but I don't think anyone at my work knows it.
Wow, then they must not have ever been on the internet.
You'd be surprised. I had a guy convinced at my job the other day that you could download RAM.
Right, you told me this. I just, as a person who helps,
I wish I
Yeah,
was...
all the way to the motherboard.
as a
I
person
wish I was kidding.
who has a hobby of putting together computers, I gotta say that's really stupid.
I know. Do you
Ignorance.
see why I don't want to work with this kid?
How old is this kid?
17.
I'd like
Okay.
to mail him a not an expensive one, but
A used one?
a used one, and just here.
Download this, motherfucker!
It's plug and play, by the way. Just plug it in, and it'll download for you. He'll be on the computer waiting. When does the installation start?
Mark, I wouldn't do that just because he probably wouldn't be able to know where to plug it in.
And that's a
If
whole
you don't-
new beast that we shouldn't touch.
You should tell him that it's
If-
called RAM because it's based on a sheep and that it goes through the curly cords based on the horns.
You know you can stick it. Well, why do we always assume everyone knows where to stick it? Suppose you don't know. Suppose you're a new guy. They should have a booklet entitled Where to Stick It. Oh, wait, they do. They give it to us every tax season.
Oh, George.
Yes, I was paraphrasing George Carlin again.
May he rest in peace.
No, may he rot in a hole in the ground. He was an atheist.
He's screaming up at us, though.
Exactly. Down there going, "You ugly motherfuckers! You do a horrible impersonation."
Who wears skirts without underwear?
And all of a sudden,
No, he wouldn't complain about that.
No, he would not.
Unless you had a yeast infection.
Or you were a Scottish male.
Because if you did, then he'd just yell, "Oh, really? Well, bake me a fucking loaf of bread."
Okay.
That was creepy.
I didn't even know he was going to do that.
That's what made it creepy.
So...
The simultaneous exhale.
Moving on to...
we were done proofing.
Moving on to this fall, and
Wait, before I do that, notice that whole giant tangent, folks. Well, because Harvey is the king of puns, he shall be the king of tangents.
the Duke of Tangents.
Whatever you want to say.
I'm not king of puns. I'm the punning linguist.
Pun king.
No, that just sounds bad.
And vaguely Halloweenish.
Yeah.
It's also a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
In that case, stay away.
That sounded like...
Or you'll soon be abridged.
The Lord of Puns.
That sounded like horrified Mr. Ed.
Continue, Matt.
So yes, going on to the topic we were going to be doing, that we just came up with before going on air.
Now that we've recapped...
Because we improvise here at the Nerd Paradise Podcast.
We always do.
I tell them not to. They need structure.
It's worked so far for us.
Really? How many subscribers do you have?
More than you.
Shut up. I'm not out for
But he's the only one who comments.
Commented. I haven't done anything recently.
That's
still one out of like...
Shut up!
We bring on avid supporters of our efforts.
I just hope we have more.
Teardrop.
We still have room to grow.
Yeah,
I'm not touching that one.
Hey, Harvey,
Probably
why don't you give...
if you
why
If I
don't
touched it,
people
we
ring-
wouldn't have room to grow.
Why don't you give
If you
people
touch it,
rings like you did in Guild Wars 2, just to...
I make, and I'm a generous person, okay? I don't need you reading too much into me sending you a ring out of the blue.
Okay, I gotta tell this story. Harvey mails me this ring, and I'm like, so there's no attachment to this, right? He's like, no, Mark, there's no attachment to this. You sure? Yes.
Let me clarify. I didn't like it.
What, you don't like Mark?
Yeah, what's wrong with me?
I'm not a single lady.
But you're the one...
Well, more on point, neither are you.
He is single though, so he's halfway there.
I gotta say, Harvey, it was a beautiful ring, but
Sucked.
it needed a bigger rock.
I'm only level 25. I can't afford
I'll be
carriage.
over here.
Alright, so moving on to this fall.
That bitch has got to pay.
You've been quoting that show too many times.
I know, I
Yeah.
gotta stop it.
If anyone is not aware, Duke here has been quoting...
I've been watching the Boondocks lately, so my vocabulary is totally not usual.
Yes, and let's hope he doesn't slip up.
Nah, I won't.
Yes.
Like how you slipped
I
up the
did-
thing earlier, but
At least I won't...
a certain class of elves.
At least I won't quote Ruckus.
There's nothing safe.
Oh my god, it's almost as bad as when I was watching the Chappelle Show.
Yeah.
The Chappelle Show is just great.
Oh, it is, but it's
Yeah.
the same idea. You know, you watch a show with a certain level of, with a certain vocabulary long enough, it
You
starts to
gotta-
seep its way into your brain, whether or not it should.
Yeah, especially when you find yourself okay totally quoting it word for word.
Yeah.
Because it's that funny, and then it kind of...
Slips out at the wrong time.
Yeah, it's a downward spiral.
I used to talk with Kiefer and Troy all the time, that show.
Good times. Good times.
Gotta look for a role model somewhere.
Might as well be Dave
They're
Chappelle.
the only ones that were like okay to talk to about the show. That's
Well,
the thing.
Guys, just remember, Mark will look up to anybody taller than him.
That's getting old now,
You
man.
motherfucker.
I just saw his face twitch like I'm ready to kill you.
For your information, I'm as tall as Kiefer now. Fuck you.
Still not as tall as Troy.
Okay, you can't beat Troy!
I'm going to refrain from saying a very racial statement.
Oh, well,
Oh, God.
you can't beat Troy unless you build a bigger horse.
Pretty much.
Yeah, let's go with that one.
Welcome to Nerd Paradise Podcast, Racist Edition. Today we'll be talking about...
The Greeks. Yes, the Greeks.
Remember, if you're listening to this show, you already have no taste.
We break all boundaries here.
I think you can joke about anything as long as you've got a sense of. If you can't have a sense of humor about something,
that's the thing.
Then that's just it.
That's the basic comedy logic, though.
That's just
Yes.
it. Like my people get offended at stuff, and then they want it to be boycotted or whatever. You know what? If you don't like something, don't listen to it. Don't watch it. Don't make other people lose out because you're an asshole.
Yeah, there was something recent
Isn't
about
that exactly what boycotting is?
Yeah.
What was
It
that
is,
recent?
but...
Oh, the burger thing.
Burger?
Yeah, it was about this like burger place that has all these like really risque names for it, and there's one burger they have that's called the Half Breed, and people on Twitter were like shitting on like getting so upset about it.
I imagine it was probably worse on Tumblr.
Okay,
Tumblr's pretty
the
bad.
activism degree on Tumblr is very active.
Okay, if you want to hear something even worse, actually, I'm surprised this hasn't come out yet. Now, what I'm about to say may sound bad, but I will explain what I'm saying, and then you'll realize that I'm not saying anything bad.
Listener discretion is advised.
Yes, I'll speak slowly so you can hear what I'm saying very, very specifically. This was like a year or two ago. I went into an A&W with a friend of mine, and they had their breakfast menu still up on the wall, and we're sitting there, and my friend looks up at the menu and yells out one of the items on the menu. It's called an egger, as in eggs. It's called an egger. But he said it so quickly that it sounded like there was an N in front of it, and there happened to be a big, frightening black man standing right in front of him, who immediately turned around and looked at him like he was going to kill him.
Oh my
He
God.
had to point out, no, I said egger. It's an egger. And I'm thinking, wow, how have they not been sued over that name? That would be more offensive to me. If anything like that offended me, I'd be more offended over that
that's the
than
thing,
over
is, like-
half-breed. Because half-breed could mean anything.
Yeah,
but that, if said
That's
too
subtle.
subtly...
If you read the description under the name, because they on their menu they have the descriptions, right? It says half of a sirloin and which is a sirloin beef, and half pork shoulder. That's basically what the half breed means.
Yes, but you say that it goes along with their other like risque names, so this is the basic idea of their
the
premise.
name of the restaurant is called Go Chuck Yourself.
Oh, well then, you know what? These people are fucking idiots. If they're gonna get upset over something that already clearly is not meant to be taken seriously, then my God.
Andrew, they're not idiots. They're American.
Same thing.
No, this is Canadian.
What?
This is Canadian.
Where?
It's like on somewhere on Yonge Street or Queen, somewhere there.
Okay, we gotta check this place out.
Yes, we do. I might want to eat there.
Apparently, it's really good burgers, though.
But yeah, anyways, that's the whole point. So people are getting upset over half-breed, but I'm surprised people aren't upset about the egger, because if you say that fast enough, it does not sound like you're
Especially
asking for an
considering-
egger.
Yeah.
But
especially considering that proper grammar would be an.
Exactly.
But what's funny to me is that, and I guess it'll tie into something, is that they're using the internet to bash this thing and like creating, let's sue this place, let's sue the, like, they're using Twitter of all things to do this.
Really, if you want to get anything done on the internet, you have to go to 4chan.
That depends on what you want done.
And this goes back to
and how
many
legally you want it
podcasts
done.
that I've done about for this is about people wearing masks because they don't want to show themselves.
To a degree, a lot of things on Twitter, people have their actual shit up. Like, usually a lot of people have their face and their real name.
Yeah, but it still goes back to the fact that people believe that they are anonymous on the internet when you are not.
Nope.
Whatsoever.
Before we get away from...
My social security number is...
Before we get away from food that people find offensive...
Personally, I find Brussels sprouts offensive.
Yes, yes, they can be.
I think it was
Look like testicles.
up to a year ago, possibly less. I saw this on a clip from Attack of the Show on Tech TV G4, whatever. There was a Ben & Jerry's flavor that was boycotted by a lot of angry mothers. And it's called...
1 million moms was boycotted.
Yeah.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
It's
So it's a sperm dumpster.
I think we can just make this a concerned citizen segment because this is the way it's going.
I don't know if I feel strongly enough that I'm concerned
It
about
sounds like it's a group concerned citizen situation.
Yes.
the ice cream.
It's the concerned neighborhood watch.
Alright, how about we let our concerned citizen finish his sentence?
I'm sorry.
That's coming from me.
Yeah, ironically. So, the flavor of ice cream is named Schweddy, SCHWEDDY, balls.
Oh, I would love to have some sweaty balls.
And it has little balls of something in it. I'm not exactly sure.
I got some sweaty balls over here.
See, the thing is, the fact that people are boycotting it is absolutely ridiculous. But what I find interesting is...
Andrew, just take it from the
I
bottom.
was gonna say, how the fuck you get this out?
like, the way that it's spelled and when you say it sounds more gross and elicits a more displeased reaction from me than if you were to say sweaty balls, because saying sweaty makes it sound a lot... It's more onomatopoeia.
It's got more texture to it.
Yes.
Sweaty.
Like, it's got integrity to it.
And yet I'd want to taste it.
You want to taste sweaty balls?
No, it wasn't. The name wasn't Holy. It wasn't. Go Chuck Yourself. It's Holy Chuck.
Okay, yeah.
Either way.
I've heard of them, yeah.
Where are they?
Holy Chuck Burgers was the half-breed burger and the dirty drunken half-breed.
I love it.
Oh, we have to go to this place.
We must.
But they took it off.
Oh, no.
I don't care. I still want to go to this restaurant.
Yes. Where is it?
Anyone that has that style of humor, especially when it comes to food, I will appreciate that.
There's one.
I walk in there with a notepad and say and just invent new food items that they should make.
Some of the burgers are called Farmer's Threesome and the Greek Baja Bastard.
Oh.
You're thinking up names
how much
right
you
now,
want
aren't
to
you?
bet that there's going to be tzatziki on the Greek one?
It's probably lamb.
Yeah.
That's there's the concept of the Greek burger too.
Well, the owner's Greek, so it's bound to happen.
If you are going to go there and pitch ideas, have a lawyer present in case they ever actually put that shit up.
True. Have it in writing.
Never give away a good idea for free, if you can help it. I should stop opening my mouth on this goddamn podcast. And sometimes I have a gem or two.
He says as he strokes the pussy.
Oh dear.
The big fat hairy pussy.
Here's the cat.
Yeah,
and
see,
he's
I was
hiding.
right, young.
It's very sad and
1450
It's under the table.
It's
hiding behind several pillars
this is
of
their
wood.
logo too. Oh my god! I'm surprised.
We don't chuck around.
I can't believe PETA's not on their asses for this.
All our meats are on the highest.
No. This is their logo.
Oh! It's a cow that's had its head cut off and put on a platter with a little halo, suggesting that it's dead. And instead of the head on the body, it's been replaced by a burger.
But the cow's head is happy.
It's happy to be dead and part of their food.
Oh my god.
We have to go to this place.
We have to go.
That's worse than the movie thing.
1450 Young Street.
Man, this food tastes like piss and flies.
Oh dear. I don't want to see their menu now.
14.50.
Hey, that pickle fucker gave us free eats!
Oh my god, look at this sandwich.
Holy shit, and you thought the double down would clog your arteries.
Look at this.
It's bigger than...
Good lord.
I'm not even going to finish that statement because it would sound very disgusting and
one.
racist. Oh, that's an
Wow.
artery clogger.
Yeah, I'm going to go there Saturday.
I'm on a diet, unfortunately. A diet of crap. Emphasis by the fact that we just ate Pizza Hut. We had a full of like a 5-course
here,
meal,
look.
all consisting of bread
And grease.
Oh,
and
cool.
grease and cheese.
I can take Chloe on a date here.
Yeah.
What?
Gluten-free burgers.
Oh, I was
Perfect.
going to say, what? Do they have a vegetarian menu?
No, she's not a vegetarian. She's
Well,
just
they do have vegetarian stuff.
You're kidding me. It's
Yeah.
a meat place and they've got vegetarian
No.
options?
I forgot the name from it. I saw it once. It was just really
I'm sure
funny.
it's got some very offensive name.
It's very offensive. It's very offensive.
And we love it.
But the fact
Probably called a pussy patty.
that out of all their names, half-breed is the only one they have offense to?
It's because the people see some kind of a racial offense in there rather
Well, that's
than
the
just
thing.
disgusting.
Is why
Well,
why do you have the race-colored glasses? Why?
well, see, what I'm looking at here is trying to play devil's advocate. Why else would that be funny? Like, what else? What other context makes that something so that they're saying "haha" and poking fun of it?
No, but that is the whole point. But there's more offensive
The
things
point
on
is
that
people
menu that
need
you
to
can
have
make
a
fun
sense
of.
of humor about
Honestly,
things.
he's making fun. He's Greek, right? And he has a burger called the Greek Baja Bastard.
Mm-hmm.
He's already making fun of himself.
He's making
Yes.
fun of everything.
People-
So why are they nitpicking?
People have license to take shots at whatever they have in their own background.
I understand that, but like, look. I'm of the Asian descent, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know how many jokes I've had come at me for that, and
I
I
think
don't.
at least 762 tonight
I
alone.
mean, I don't really.
63.
It's that. How to say this is It's just to let things slide. I mean, if you get angry over every little thing, your life is just gonna be miserable.
Welcome
let it
to
roll off your back or fly over your head.
Yeah.
which
I mean-
is what people just don't do.
How many times have I gotten you can't drive or
Has anyone straight up said that to you?
you probably have a small penis.
Well, Harvey, to be fair, if they did say he can't drive, it's more for the fact that he literally can't drive because he doesn't have his license.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but like the penis joke is like, how many times I've heard that to me? I mean, like more than 100 in my lifetime.
All you have to do is you gotta come back at people and be like, man, I've got the Spanish in my blood. If that doesn't spell over to you, get the fuck
But no,
out.
but that's not what they see. They see the eyes, they see the skin tone, they think, okay, he's Chinese, or he's Japanese, or, he's some sort of Asian. Right? Like,
Japanese?
I had that once, actually. I actually had that once.
What?
When people don't know shit, they say
It was when I was in Cornwall.
Oh, okay.
It's just like an Irishman having someone walk up and going, your accent, you must be British.
I mean,
And then the murder ensues.
if I'm gonna be butthurt about everything that comes my way, okay, you guys gotta stop.
I didn't say anything, but you kept saying stuff. Sorry, continue. I'm not trying to interrupt
Continue,
you.
You can't
gentlemen.
get butthurt when the small penis jokes come.
Yeah, I don't want to be anally raped.
Oh, God.
Okay, but
You orange-flavored motherfucker.
but honestly, why would you? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Don't worry about
People
it.
get upset over everything. And as I said, people need to have a sense of humor about everything. If you can't joke about it, then don't talk about it. Like, honestly.
But yeah, going to...
In all honesty, I have yet to have anyone give me a white joke. I've been living for 22 years and no one has ever called me cracker. I want to have someone walk up and call me a cracker. That I would laugh right there and be like, thank you. Because the point is,
what's the point of saying it when he's already expecting it?
But that's what I mean. Like, everyone with an ethnic background gets some kind of a stereotype. They get made fun of for that. But if you're good about it, you can let it slide because it's a joke. No one should be taking it seriously.
Actually,
my problem is there's nothing like that.
Mind you, there are certain things you should not say, though.
Oh, no, I'm not saying go everywhere.
They aren't always jokes. Sometimes people legitimately believe it.
Or
they say it to put the person
Here's
down.
the thing. Harvey actually mentioned this. I'm Filipino, right? Mm-hmm. Out of everyone, I think I should be offended, shouldn't I? I'm technically a half-breed.
Yeah, but you're not. Offended, I mean.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not offended. I just see it as, like, the way I see it, maybe it's because I was part of the culinary industry, and the fact that when I see a burger called half-breed, I think, okay, 2 types of meat.
Yeah. Other people think, oh, it's a racist, half-black, half-white burger or something.
Like...
Which makes them think, oh, well, which half is which? Is the white the pig or whatever? You know, people analyze stuff like that, and that's what's retarded about it.
Well, it would have to be pork. It's the new white meat.
Exactly.
I mean, I understand that race, making fun of race or like prejudice or something is bad. But if you keep looking at it like that, of course it's going to be like that.
Yeah.
Interesting note. Parma prosciutto comes from white pigs, and if you'll fill me in, Mark, I just had this lesson today. The cow something. It's like prosciutto, but it comes from black pigs.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I just forgot the name.
Yes.
So that was pointless to the rest of us then.
Not so informative, but they're very similarly done. But
now let's make a U-turn and get back onto the main road from this tangent.
Yes.
Which was?
I don't know anymore.
We were
having a sense of humor.
Yes. Why not?
Okay. Anyway,
people should have it.
We were going to talk about like the fall things.
Guess we could just stop here.
But this was so much more interesting.
Yeah.
Than, oh, let's talk about the fall lineup. No, let's talk about racism. That's much more interesting and thought-provoking.
I think this all started when we started watching those Boondocks clips.
Huh? I've been watching the show for like 3 days straight now, so... That's why, honestly, I love Uncle Ruckus, because he himself points out the stupidity in racism.
Well, yeah. He's a satirical caricature.
But, actually, you know what? The people who actually look at it like that, it's essentially racism itself. Is it not?
Yeah. If you look at a burger's name and see racism, then that means you're racist on some level.
You're in the closet about it.
I don't necessarily that. I think it's that we're in a society where we're so inured that we expect things to be racist and bad like that all the time.
I know.
It's just nowadays people read into everything. It was like, 50 years ago.
Okay, maybe not that far back.
What? You don't even know what I was going to say.
50 years ago, they wouldn't read into it that much?
Maybe people weren't reading into it as much. People were writing into it.
Yeah, but... you could say certain things, decades and decades ago that you could just say, but if you were to say those types of things nowadays, people hear other meanings in it, even when that's not the intention.
Well, here's the thing. I understand racism is bad. I've had classes about racism in school. But the way, like before I said, if you keep looking at it as racism, essentially, you are racist. In a way. Like, let's say, I'm looking at Harvey and all I'm seeing is...
white meat?
All you're seeing is a big fat white man. Well, thanks a lot, Mark. I guess I'm the 1%. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Now, I know Matt makes all the Asian jokes before in the other previous podcasts, and I... storm off, but that's just me joking around.
Yeah, I don't mean them.
I know he doesn't mean them, and I know I shouldn't be offended, but it's just for you guys, it's entertainment that I'm just storming off because I'm offended.
Yeah.
Well, offended,
quote unquote.
Yeah. I mean,
Point to the case, people read too much into shit, and they hear and see what they want to hear and see, and they'll make a case out of anything.
If you dig deep enough, you can find hidden meaning in almost anything. Because your mind will
Hello,
go there.
Duke can.
You didn't have to really dig deep for that, though.
But here's the thing: is that you're looking
in the
at
bowels of your consciousness.
I mean, you look at the comedians today. Some of the comedians, most glaringly Russell Peters. He does the race jokes all the time.
But he's also of an ethnic culture, therefore can get away with certain things.
But I don't understand that.
Well,
Because
the reason that cultures other than white people can get away with it is because white people in at least this part of the world are the fucking majority, and we've been in power for so long, and we abused that power for a long fucking time.
Yeah, I mean...
and oppressed the other people.
Although I don't see us being a majority
anymore.
No.
I think
But
in North
terms of
America...
in numbers, no, but in power entirely.
Well,
But it comes down to the fact that we've kind of lost our race joke privileges, and to the fact that we've turned most other races into our own personal slaves at one point or another.
But
I love how you're saying we. I didn't have nothing to do with it.
in a sense, though, it's
Technically,
just like...
you're closer to it than I am.
What makes that so?
But in that logic,
Your,
it's like...
your family comes from the English Isles. I'm from the middle of freaking white-ass Europe.
Yeah, Europeans were racist too.
Yeah, but I
Were.
But here's the thing, it's like...
I've heard your mom.
Anyways, it is like look at me. I'm Asian, so
You know she listens to
apparently
this,
by
right?
that logic,
So when's the funeral, Harvey?
I don't live in fucking Oshawa.
She could drive. Fast.
With one hand on a hammer.
so yeah. In your logic, in that sense of logic, it's I'm Asian, so I'm allowed to make Asian jokes towards myself.
That's
And I'm
pretty
white,
much how it's
therefore
accepted.
I'm not allowed to make any racist jokes.
Yep.
I...
Yeah.
But then explain to me why a guy like Russell Peters makes fun of every race, and it's still accepted.
Because he's Indian.
Because he's of, at least in North America, he's still a minority person. So it's seen as a lot more acceptable.
But
I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying it's what it is.
If a racist joke is still racist, and the context of someone who's of a certain race is allowed to say those racist jokes, does that not defeat the purpose of it calling it a racist joke?
It's a racist joke, but people are less offended by it because it's coming from somebody of color.
Then isn't that in itself racist?
Yes. But
Yes,
it can't
it's
be
the
helped,
kind
but
of
that's
people
society
we'll
today.
embrace. Like, the fact
There's
is
the
that
stupidity within that logic.
Yep.
Thank you, and that's why I'm not much of a fan of Russell Peters, though.
Yeah, part of the problem with him in particular I found was that his stuff got old really quickly, because that's all he had.
The only stuff I liked about his is when it was personal to himself.
Yes.
When he was just pointing out to people in the crowd and doing that I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
his own anecdotes from his childhood and stuff, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry about that. I mean, where was I going with this now?
It's okay, you need to calm down. I can see a vein bursting.
No,
in
it's
your
not a
forehead.
vein. It's just I can't deal with the stupidity
True,
of
it's
it
not
all.
a vein, it's an artery.
It's just the stupidity of it all.
Amen, brother. I'm right there with you.
Welcome to the
Why do you think I'm such a big George Carlin fan? He's one of the only white guys, especially an old white guy, who got away with a lot of offensive and racist statements because he was saying those things in the context of comedy and people understood that what he was saying was not meant to be taken seriously.
And the problem these days is if George Carlin were doing his comedy nowadays, just starting out, people would take it too seriously. He wouldn't do as well.
Yeah. It's because he earned the right to do it because of the time he grew up in and the time that he started out with his comedy. He earned the right to be able to say and do these things, at least in the people's mind, because he was kind of a landmark comedian that brought that kind of stuff out into the open and had people start talking about it.
These days, people are far too paranoid.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, two examples I can do outside of race is One, the kid in Nebraska that is not allowed to go to school because when he's deaf and when he signs his name, one of the signs looks like a gun.
Yeah, that's totally fucking wrong.
Yeah, he's not allowed to go to school because when he does his sign language for his name, one of the symbols for one of his the letters of his name looks like a gun. Looks, like if you make a gun with your hand. And he's not allowed to go to school until he finds a different way to sign his name.
This is where?
Nebraska.
That is absolute fucking discrimination. On
it is,
disability.
but it doesn't surprise me.
No. Now, on the second case, though, is here in Canada.
Oh, great.
A girl, I think this was like a year ago. I read in the same news story to do with the deaf kid because they were showing a Canadian example. A girl drew a picture in class of her father with a gun shooting at monsters. Just a girl looking up to her dad.
Okay, I drew guns all the time in class.
I know. I remember being a kid. I would use graph paper to draw.
You guys won't believe what happened, though. The teacher called the cops. The cops, without due process, stormed the guy's house, arrested, strip searched him, searched the house, and the only gun they found out of the house was a toy gun that fired those foam discs. That's the gun the girl was drawing because that's a game they played with their daddy.
Shoot the monsters.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
This was in Canada, in Ontario. I forget what city. It wasn't. It was not Toronto though. But it was a 4-year-old girl, and the teacher overreacted, thinking that the father had a gun or something, and the cops, without due process, without a warrant, without anything, stormed the man's house in the middle of the day, strip searched the man.
Yeah, we heard that part.
Yeah, so wrong.
Oh, here's a good example of
people are too paranoid these days.
Here's a good example of people who who actually take good humor. Here's a guy. Okay, I was working at London, and we did an auction there.
Ontario.
Yeah, London, Ontario. I basically forgot,
no relations.
When this guy was paying in, cashing out, I accidentally forgot to put in the taxes and everything. So I had to call him back to get him back and to sign everything, to pay for it, which he gladly did, and everything was cool. I joked around with him. I said, if you had not come back or something, I would have gotten fired, which wouldn't really happen. But he's like, oh, it's okay. And my coworker starts saying something about, oh yeah, we would have left him here in London and just try to get you back. He's like, oh, it's okay, you can live with me. I have a doghouse in the back. Now,
someone else might have taken massive offense to that, suggesting, oh, what, am I, a dog?
Yeah.
No, that's just funny.
Yeah, it's a joke.
Saying, oh, I've got extra space, I got a doghouse out back.
Yeah, exactly. Now, that, like Andrew said, it would be taken to a different level in terms of, offensiveness in some people's minds.
People are fucking retarded.
Yes, they are.
Oh, he's brown. That must mean he should be in a doghouse.
Or that... Yeah, never mind. That's pretty much it.
I mean... Okay, I get it. Racism is bad.
That's the most generic statement about racism I've ever heard.
Yeah, see...
racism is bad!
Especially declare, okay, I get it.
I get it.
No, but that's...
As if it took convincing.
No, but
sounds like something you'd hear in Sesame Street.
But...
Here's your pamphlet.
But am I not wrong?
Today's word is prejudice.
I will not approve of anyone to, discriminating against race. Never will I ever. But
dumbness, on the other hand,
stupidity is where it crosses the line.
Oh God, the stupidity.
But what can I say? This is our world.
Yeah.
Fucked in the head.
I think we're done for tonight. I don't think we can do anything more than what we've done.
Now see, this rant brought to you by Mark did not involve violence of any sort.
For now.
How long is this segment gone now?
We're almost hitting 45 minutes now.
Shut it off.
Yeah, well, Well, let's just wrap it up because people gotta head home.
But yeah.
What time is it?
Just after 10.
It's not late.
No, but
It's for me.
Oh, true.
yes, we have a schoolboy.
Senior school person.
So yeah.
So just 2 segments for this
20th episode, folks. Don't worry. We'll be back to 3 next week.
But a little bit.
Whenever this goes online.
A little bit of news though, like in the future we may change the format in terms of how many times we're going to be doing this a month.
You won't notice considering how behind I am on uploads, people.
Yeah, but
We are talking to you from the future!
No, from the past.
Well, the people of the past will be getting it in the future.
Cricket.
No.
I hear gears.
back to my
The hamster
announcement.
is running.
But there's no wheel.
But yeah, we'll be changing
I
our format.
misplaced it.
We also might not be in the same room at the time we do these podcasts anymore.
Yeah.
We shall see. I mean, we can always find time.
I'm going to be doing the full-time student, part-time employee thing, so my spare time will be limited.
I always got work to do, so sometimes I can't even show up in most days because of work.
Who's a pickin'?
Yeah, picking. Well, picking and dealing.
Not that kind.
Not that. Yes, not that.
See, reading into it too much.
Not based in BC.
I don't know how many times I gotta clarify it with people.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. Like I mentioned that my friend of mine is a picker and then deals out during auctions. Since when did one person at work said? Since when do they still have drugs at auction?
They're going for the highest bidder.
Sold! $500 for crack cocaine. There you go.
Next up, the year's supply of Hot Pockets.
Hot Pockets!
No. Our feature day of the sale.
Cold Pockets!
A bag of nachos.
Diarrhea Pockets!
Starting bid, $5.
Next up, this chocolate fountain.
Dip your wick.
So yeah, I believe we'll just do 2 segments. I think we're good, right?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
And
I'm alive.
I'd like to thank Duke for joining us again today.
Thank you for your
You're
insightful
welcome.
views.
For what?
Your insightful views.
Yes.
But his views are almost the same as mine.
In this case, yeah.
Yes.
So realistic.
So we have an echo this time.
We have an echo this time.
No, I just want more passionate into it. I just put more passion into it.
Well, thank you. Are you calling me lazy? Yeah, I am.
The lazy white man.
Anyways, we gotta get out
You're
of here.
racist, you white Polak.
Quiet, you drunk.
Quiet, you drunk.
Stop it, you noisy American.
Who's
I'm
American?
surprised you're not attacking me for the cocaine thing. And well, yeah, it's technically not white. Well, cocaine is, but
If I were to go after someone for cocaine, wouldn't it be... See, again with the racism.
We don't know what...
Colombian.
Yeah.
Are you sure, Father? There's cocaine in it. Oh, not cocaine. What am I on about? Raisins.
Father Ted. I really wish that show could be found more easily on DVD.
What are you smoking? I have the whole series on DVD.
Oh, I thought you were having trouble finding it.
Yeah, that's because I was asking for it for Christmas, and whoever was looking for it went to, like, bootleg DVD places. They didn't actually bother to buy the proper box set.
We gotta close this soon, guys. Come on.
Yeah, so let's just wrap this up.
From everyone here at the Nerd Paradise Podcast plus Duke. See you later. And stay out of the tall grass.